Part 114. Are you crazy? If you become the leader of the clan, all the clan members will become emperors. Author, greedy for the body but not FO. Chapter 1131. Xiaoxian. You are really a person who brings surprises to others. But, you will stop here today. Now I will let you know the true blood power of our Spirit Snake Alliance. Snake Wind roared angrily, and the monster aura on his body suddenly surged. Seeing this, Xiaoxian also frowned slightly. He could roughly tell that Shifeng was planning to turn into a snake. Since the battle with Shi Qing, Xiaoxian has roughly understood that transforming into a snake is a unique skill of some disciples in the Spirit Snake Alliance. Whenever a disciple of the Spirit Snake Alliance activates the Spirit Snake blood in the body will be infinitely close to the snake clan, and even turned into a giant snake to attack. At that time, Shi Qing had the blood of the ancient demon snake in his body, and would transform into a giant Saiyan snake at critical moments. In the end, he even relied on stimulating the blood to forcibly increase his combat effectiveness. Speaking of which, if Xiao Lu hadn't taken action at that time, just relying on the fish spirit formation, it would have been impossible to stop Shi Qing, who inspired the secret technique of the ancient demon snake. At present, although the blood in Shifeng's body has not reached the level of Sheking. But similarly, Xiaoxian now does not have the blessing of the fish spirit formation. In terms of the strength of both sides on paper, Snake Wind is still stronger. Then come and see. You are a beast who gave up human blood and pursued demon blood for strength. How powerful can you be? Seeing Snake Feng's look, Xiaoxian sneered directly, if you really have the ability, show it out and see, otherwise, just shut up. Shameless talk. 10,000 snake techniques, explode. After hearing Xiaoxian's words, Snake Feng didn't say much. After a cold word, the snake aura on his body exploded instantly. Thousands of dark spiritual snakes suddenly appeared in the sky. Snake Feng's whole body seemed to have grown countless black snakes. These black spiritual snakes moved without wind and looked extremely scary as they danced crazily. The secret technique of the Spirit Snake Alliance, the 10,000 snake technique. Master Xiaoxian, be careful. This 10,000 snake technique is extremely poisonous. It extracts the power from the spirit snake and uses it for your own use. It greatly enhances your strength in a short period of time. According to Shifeng's current strength, he should be infinitely close to the Golden God realm. Long Tai reminded from the side. Hearing these words, Xiaoxian's eyes became a little colder. Infinitely close to the Golden God realm. Such strength is indeed worthy of his attention. To be honest, even though I fought with Snake Wind for a while, Snake Wind at the little Golden God realm did not pose much of a threat to Xiaoxian at all. In fact, Xiaoxian didn't even use any Taoist skills from beginning to end. But it's different now. If Snake Wind's strength is infinitely close to the Golden God realm, then even Xiaoxian himself must pay attention to him. Some tricks. But as long as you have not reached the Golden God realm, you are not worthy of my fear. Xiaoxian smiled slightly and slowly unsheathed the heavenly wolf sword in his hand. In addition, I will prove to you today that the strange and cunning skills of your Spirit Snake Alliance cannot become the real avenue. Tiankong's swordsmanship. Cut. Xiaoxian's eyes flashed coldly. The serious sword was like a stream of light, rushing straight towards Shifeng. Under the mysterious swordsmanship, it directly enveloped the latter. In an instant, Snake Wind was suppressed by Tiankong's swordsmanship. For such a situation, not only Long Tai, but also Snake Feng himself had no idea at all. Now he has used the 10,000 snakes technique to forcibly increase the power of the avenue, and his realm has been infinitely close to the Golden God realm. Under such a realm, it can basically be said that he is invincible under the Golden God realm. Who knew that facing Xiaoxian, he would be suppressed like this? This is simply embarrassing. Similarly, The other disciples of the Spirit Snake Alliance around Shifeng also looked surprised. It was obvious that they did not expect that such a situation would happen. Although these outer disciples are more Buddhist about today's battle. However, they still looked like they couldn't believe it when they saw Snake Feng, a strong man in the small golden god realm, being suppressed by Xiaoxian, a 5-star Kang god realm. Unbelievable. Could this be the legendary talented disciple? A 5-star Kang Shen realm can actually suppress a cultivator of the little golden god realm like this. It's simply outrageous. Is it because senior brother Shifeng is too weak? It's very possible. I didn't expect that senior brother Shifeng would show his teeth and claws in front of us on weekdays. Who knew he could be beaten so badly now? We'd better run quickly to avoid getting hurt by the snake wind. Just when snake wind was suppressed, he looked back and found that the outer disciples of his sect were running faster than each other. Abandon him directly. This really makes snakes angry. In fact, it's no wonder that Snake Wind always thinks of himself as the strong one, looks down on this and that, and it's natural for him to be abandoned at critical moments. But Xiaoxian didn't give him a chance to sigh. As a quasi-heaven level weapon, the Tianlang sword, coupled with the half-step heaven level Taoist skills such as Tiankong swordsmanship, was powerful enough to kill the little golden god realm. Coupled with Xiaoxian's powerful divine soul, when fighting against Snake Wind, he can often predict the way Snake Wind will make moves. This is almost like a cheating ability, so he naturally goes smoothly during the battle. Incomparable. Correspondingly, Snake Feng was much more uncomfortable. He found that many moves were directly restrained by Xiaoxian before he could use them, making him feel that he had a burst of power but was being played by Xiaoxian infinitely, without any ability to resist. Damn thing. How come this guy's perception is so sharp? How does he know what I'm going to do next? Faced with the situation in front of him, Shifeng became more and more frightened. He could roughly feel that no matter how he fought against Xiaoxian, he would always feel like he was being toyed with by the other party. It was as if whatever he did was within Xiaoxian's expectations. Damn it! In that case, I'm going to use my special move. Snake Wind roared angrily, and the spirit snake aura on his body exploded instantly. At the same time, the aura on his body surged again, and a black spear suddenly appeared and flew directly towards Xiaoxian's body. Snake Feng was very smart and chose the time to attack at a short time after Xiaoxian's attack. Taking action at this time really caught Xiaoxian off guard. Looking at the black spear that was shot at quickly, Xiaoxian's pupils shrank instantly. He felt that all the power of Snake Wind seemed to be condensed on this spear. One hit, either dead or injured. Are you crazy? If you become the leader of the clan, all the clan members will become emperors. Author, greedy for the body but not FO. Chapter 1132. What a terrifying power. Xiaoxian had a solemn look on his face. A full-strength strike from a cultivator of a small golden god realm would make even a strong golden god realm fearful, not to mention that he is only a 5-star Kang god realm now. In an instant, Xiaoxian's divine soul was released instantly. A majestic and thick soul like a flood appeared in front of him, condensing into a giant round shield. Click. The round shield barely held up for a second before it instantly shattered, but at the same time, the speed of the black spear also slowed down a lot. Xiaoxian looked serious, formed a seal in his hand, and another fish spirit appeared. The huge green fish head opened its mouth, ready to swallow the black spear in one bite. But the ending is not much different. The fish head only slowed down some of the black spears and then shattered. After that, Xiaoxian didn't have much thought and continued to form various magic formations to block the speed of the black spear. But in the end, the black spear flew towards Xiaoxian at a very fast speed. The terrifying aura in it still made Xiaoxian and Long Tai feel palpitated, and they did not dare to despise it in the slightest. What he could feel was, even with his current physical strength, he would probably be seriously injured if he received such a black spear. For such means, most people may not be able to understand it, but Xiao Xian can clearly feel that these powers are unusual. Damn it! It seems, if you don't want to get hurt, it will only take time. For a moment, Xiao Xian also had a solemn look on his face. But just when he was about to use the river of time directly, Xiao Lu's voice came out from his space magic weapon. Do not worry. There's something good in this black spear. It's mine. What? It's yours. Hearing these words, Xiao Xian couldn't help being stunned, but he still chose to believe Xiao Lu under the electric light. Xiao Lu did not disappoint him. This guy opened his small mouth and swallowed the black spear in one gulp. Then he smashed it in his mouth, looking like he still had more to say. Seeing this scene, Xiao Xian couldn't help being stunned. He really didn't expect that Xiao Lu had such a method. Can this black spear be swallowed up in one bite? This black spear contains the power of the blood of the ancient demonic snake. If my prediction is correct, this thing should be Snake Wind's last resort. Without the power of blood, this guy has no fighting power. You should be able to handle it. Xiao Lu said lightly. Yes, but is it really okay if you swallow this kind of thing? Xiao Xian couldn't help but be a little curious. No problem. For our ancient race, the fastest way to improve the bloodline between races is to devour each other. Xiao Lu said nonchalantly, if I can, I would like to devour the leader of the Spirit Snake Alliance. In this way, I might not be able to break through to the Dragon God realm. Xiao Xian couldn't help but sigh when he heard this. Maybe this is the gap between the ancient races and the human race? For the human race, if you want to break through the Dragon God realm, or even reach the Dragon God realm, you will need thousands of years of hard training. But all this is not that troublesome for the ancient races. As long as they find an ancient race with pure bloodline and devour it, they can increase their strength. This method is incredibly convenient. All right. Xiao Xian nodded helplessly. But at this moment, Snake Feng in front of Xiao Xian was completely stunned. He looked at Xiao Xian in disbelief, as if he was looking at some monster. The black spear just now was an attack method created by him by condensing all the ancient demon snake blood in his body. Originally, he thought that with this black spear, he should be able to kill Xiao Xian at will. This way he can also successfully get through the period of weakness after using the black spear. Who knew that the moves he worked so hard to condense would be resolved by Xiao Xian with such ease? Moreover, Xiao Xian still looks unscathed now. He couldn't believe it. You? How did you do it? How is this possible? Even a true strong man in the Golden God realm would have to retreat from the bloodline attack of the ancient demonic snake, but you were unscathed. When Chifeng looked at Xiao Xian, his heart almost collapsed. At this moment, in Snake Feng's view, a guy like Xiao Xian is simply a monster, an incomprehensible monster. What's wrong? It's hard to understand, isn't it? There are so many things in this world that are difficult for you to understand. Xiao Xian smiled slightly and raised the heavenly wolf sword in his hand again. Tian Kong's swordsmanship flashed and slashed directly on Chifeng's neck. Snake Wind didn't even have time to react. His entire head rose into the sky, and as blood spurted out, his vitality gradually disappeared. Snake Wind, die. This, Snake Wind was really killed. Long Tai's face was full of shock when he saw the scene in front of him. I really didn't expect that young master Xiao Xian could be so powerful. This is simply incomprehensible. As for the outer disciples of the Spirit Snake Alliance who saw this scene, each of them ran even faster, and they didn't even give Xiao Xian a chance to take action. This guy is really awesome. I heard that his name seems to be Xiao Xian. Could it be that he is the guy who won the first prize in the Dan Pagoda hundreds of years ago and even almost got a place as a disciple of the Dan Society? If this is the case, it is understandable. At that time, senior brother Shifeng was considered to be the one who could reach the top of the Dan Pagoda, but in the end he lost to Xiaoxian inexplicably. Now it is understandable that the enemies are extremely jealous when they meet each other. I understand, but senior brother Shifeng also overestimates his capabilities. He was no match for Xiaoxian at that time, is he now? It's ridiculous. If Snakewind knew. After he died, he was ridiculed like this by his subordinates who he once looked down upon. It was not worth it to live in anger. However, Snake Feng died. Xiaoxian also walked up to him and directly took away his space magic weapon. Using the powerful soul, he directly cracked the space magic weapon. Finally, when he saw the situation inside the space magic weapon, he was really surprised. All I saw was that this space magic weapon was filled with all kinds of ores. These ores also contain rich power of the Great Avenue, which was obviously mined by Snakewind in this mountain range. This guy Snakewind is also greedy. You actually have the guts to hide these ores in your own space magic weapon. If my prediction is correct, these things should be the resources of the Spirit Snake Alliance, right? If Snake Wanlong knew that Snake Feng had enriched his own pocket, he could. There is no good fruit to eat. Xiaoxian sneered slightly. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Are you crazy? If you become the leader of the clan, all the clan members will become emperors. Author, greedy for the body but not FO. Chapter 1133. Not bad. Elder Longtai, look at what this guy Snake Feng did, isn't it a little too bold? Xiaoxian couldn't help but call Longtai over, pointing to the colorful ores in front of him. Look, these ores should be expensive, right? How dare Longtai hide these things privately? Longtai came over. After taking a look at the ore on the ground, he was secretly surprised and quickly stepped forward to examine it carefully. When he was in the Yuling sect, Longtai was the great elder. In addition to supervising the cultivation of his disciples and managing the sect's diplomacy, he also had to manage the mining of ores within the Yuling section. Therefore, he was responsible for Nanzan Haizu's affairs. I also know something about ores. When he saw these various kinds of ores, he had a surprised expression on his face. This is the moon white stone, this is the Kuiwang mine, this is the emerald jade, this is the snake bloodstone. Speaking of which, these are extremely precious ores. I didn't expect that this guy Snakewind could hide so many ores in his space magic weapon. It's simply unbelievable. Longtai couldn't help but said, these ores, placed in any sect, are definitely a treasure. Hearing this, Xiaoxian was also surprised. He could also imagine that since Snakewind hid these things in the space magic weapon like treasures, these things must be expensive, but he did not expect that they would be so valuable, and even be regarded as sect secret treasures. This is a bit interesting. Snake Feng is an ordinary disciple in the section. No matter how capable he is, he doesn't seem to have the ability to hide so many ores in his space magic weapon, right? This alone is enough to prove that this guy seems to be disloyal to the Spirit Snake Alliance. But let's talk about it. Before, Snakewind didn't seem to have a good impression of the disciples of the Spirit Snake Alliance. He probably wouldn't let those disciples know about the existence of these ores. Xiaoxian said, in this case, the Spirit Snake Alliance should not know about these things. Longtai nodded and smiled, this is a good thing. Since the people in the Spirit Snake Alliance don't know, then we can accept these ores. This is actually what Xiaoxian is thinking. But what he was even more curious about was where the ores in Snakewind were dug out. If nothing else happened, they should have been found near this mountain range. If he could find the veins, wouldn't he make a fortune? Elder Longtai. If my guess is correct, Snakewind can carry so much ore on his body, there must be similar mineral veins nearby. Where do you think it is? Xiaoxian asked, if we search for it, can we find the location of the mineral vein? Regarding this question, Long Tai didn't seem surprised. He just nodded and continued, this should be close to 10, but there is a problem. After all, this chassis belongs to the Spirit Snake Alliance. If we look for it here, we will be found by Spirit Snake. If people from the Alliance see it, they might be in danger. Besides, once Snake Wind dies, the Spirit Snake Alliance should get the news soon. We'd better not waste too much time here. If there are other powerful people in the Golden God realm coming, we will be in trouble. Indeed so. Hearing this, Xiao Xian also nodded quickly. He also admitted that what Long Tai said was indeed very reasonable. Even if this mountain range is rich in resources, it is not something he can exploit now. No matter what, this place is still the territory of the Spirit Snake Alliance for the time being. Once Snake Feng dies, those outer disciples will definitely tell the senior leaders of the Spirit Snake Alliance. What Xiao Xian and Long Tai need to do now is to do it as quickly as possible. Leave here to avoid causing trouble that you can't handle. That's what Elder Long Tai said. In that case, let's leave quickly. Xiao Xian nodded seriously. Speaking of which, the Spirit Snake Alliance is also a sect that must take revenge. If they knew that I killed Shifeng, they would probably go crazy with anger. But the good thing is that Snake Wind should be the only master of the Spirit Snake Alliance in this mountain range. Long Tai said, as long as we cross this mountain range, we will be very close to the White Flame Valley. As long as we enter with the base of White Flame Valley, the Spirit Snake Alliance doesn't dare to be too presumptuous. That's very good. After being delayed like this by Snake Wind, we have to speed up next. Otherwise, if the Spirit Snake Alliance is the first to reach cooperation with White Flame Valley, things will be in trouble. Xiao Xian frowned slightly. He also roughly knew that the two sects of White Flame Valley and Spirit Snake Alliance could be regarded as rivals. But if he really faced a life and death crisis, no one knew what choice Bai Yang would make. Now he could only hope that his actions would be faster than those of the Spirit Snake Alliance, so that the Yuling sect might still have a glimmer of hope. Vitality. Otherwise, if the White Flame Valley and the Spirit Snake Alliance cooperate, the Yuling sect will really have to face the siege of the two top sects in the east, and the situation will be really dangerous. The other side. The location of the headquarters of the Spirit Snake Alliance. Snake Wanlong looked at a jade plaque in his hand that was slowly shattering, and his face looked a little ugly. Snake Wind? Dead. Snake Wanlong was a little surprised. Wasn't this good-for-nothing guy sent to an external mountain range? Why did he die unexpectedly? Could it be that he went crazy in his cultivation? There were also some senior members of the Spirit Snake Alliance around Snake Wanlong, but they were also looking at each other with confusion on their faces. Snapped. They're all trash. I don't know. Don't you want to check it out? Snake Wanlong's face was gloomy. If we can't find out, there's no need for you to come back. At this moment, the faces of the elders of the Spirit Snake Alliance were also filled with panic. They all knew Snake Wanlong's temper. This was a sect leader who turned his back on others. If he was really angry, let alone these elders, he would even kiss his wife. That is to say, kill when you say kill. Snake Wanlong has killed 3 or 4 wives over the years. Yes. Inform the sect master that the outer disciples who were with Shifeng are back. They said, it was Xiao Xian who killed Shifeng. At this moment, several outer disciples walked in a hurry. Hearing this, Snake Wanlong's face turned a bit livid. Xiao Xian? This is a bit interesting. This sect leader was just about to find him, but he didn't expect that he would dare to jump out. Could it be that he really looks down on us? Spirit Snake Alliance. Damn it. It's this guy again. But, how did this guy appear in that place? Shouldn't he be hiding in the Yuling sect? No matter what he does, since he is looking for death, there is no need for us to be polite, just catch him and kill him. Several Spirit Snake Alliance elders also breathed a sigh of relief. Just now, they just walked around the gate of hell and almost lost their lives. Are you crazy? If you become the leader of the clan, all the clan members will become emperors. Author, greedy for the body but not FO. Chapter 1134. Wait. Hearing that an elder said that he wanted to kill Xiaoxian, Snake Wanlong stopped them and said, although you are useless, there is something interesting to say. Why did the Xiaoxian come to the place guarded by Snake Wind? There is already enmity between Xiaoxian and Chifeng. Could it be that Xiaoxian came here specifically to seek revenge? It's possible that they met him in the Fish Spirit Pill Tower back then. However, with the strength of Xiaoxian Kang God Realm, he was able to kill Snake Wind, who was in the Little Golden God Realm, which also shows that he has some strength. The elders were talking a lot. However, after hearing these words, Snake Wanlong's face remained expressionless, as if he was not very satisfied with their words. White Flame Valley. I think Xiaoxian's purpose is to use the road to go to White Flame Valley. Snake Wanlong had a disdainful expression on his face. It seems that Yuling sect is going to cooperate with Bian Valley. If this is true, Xiaoxian is really a good strategist. Say it. The elders of the Spirit Snake Alliance were also talking about it. Sect leader, great talk. If this is really the case, is this Yuling sect really evil? It's indeed a bit ridiculous. Speaking of which, the disciples in the Yuling sect are really naive. They think that with the White Flame Valley, they can compete with our Spirit Snake Alliance. They don't know that the old man Bian of Bian Valley was seriously injured when he fought with our sect master. Now he is just lingering in the White Flame Valley. As long as our sect master is willing, we can destroy them at any time. Yes, we in the Spirit Snake Alliance have the sect leader here. The other Baiyan Valley and Yuling sect are nothing more than defeated generals. The elders in the Spirit Snake Alliance boasted about Snake Wanlong. These sound like disgusting words. If put in other people's ears, it might cause some ridicule, but now, Snake Wanlong is very satisfied with this trick, nodding happily. Obviously he takes these things as a matter of course. However, there are still some smart people in the Spirit Snake Alliance. They also know that bragging is bragging, but if Bian Valley really forms an alliance with the Yuling sect, it will definitely not be a good thing for the Spirit Snake Alliance. Although they didn't think this would pose much of a threat to the Spirit Snake Alliance. But it is undeniable that this will prevent the Spirit Snake Alliance from unifying the eastern part of Nanzan Haizhu. That's fine. In this case, I, the sect leader, will personally visit the White Flame Valley. I want to see how capable the Xiaoxian is. Snake Wanlong smiled sinisterly. These words caused an uproar in the Spirit Snake Alliance. You must know that Snake Wanlong is one of the few dragon god realms in the eastern part of Nanzan Haizhu. His dragon god realm is different from the half-step dragon god realm like Snake Ao Snake Qing, who relied on the blood of the ancient demon snake to forcibly improve. It's different. He is a strong man in the dragon god realm who has truly understood the path of the spiritual snake. A strong man of his level is considered the number one figure in the entire Nanzan Haizhu. But now, he actually takes the initiative to go to White Flame Valley for a mere Xiaoxian? Isn't this a bit exaggerated? Is it possible that in Snake Wanlong's eyes, Xiaoxian, who is only a 5-star Kangshen realm, has already attracted so much attention from him? Isn't this a bit of a fuss? For a time, the elders and disciples in the Spirit Snake Alliance were also talking about it. Lord Sect Master, this Xiaoxian is only a 5-star Kang God realm, and has not even touched the threshold of the Little Golden God realm. You don't need to pay so much attention to it, right? Yes, when Snake Kingma stumbled, it was entirely because he ignored the power of the fish spirit formation. If there was no fish spirit formation, Xiaoxian's 10 lives would not be enough for Snake Qing to kill him. If the sect master trusts me, Snake AO is willing to go to White Flame Valley and kill Xiaoxian. I'm also willing to go. Sect Master, the sect cannot be left without a master for a day. Let the elders go and kill Xiaoxian. After hearing what Snake Wanlong said, the disciples and elders in the Spirit Snake Alliance looked at each other, their faces full of fighting spirit, and they planned to go and kill Xiaoxian in person. Regarding the words of these elders and disciples, Snake Wanlong also fell into deep thought. Doesn't he know that the Spirit Snake Alliance can now become one of the best sects in the eastern part of Nanzan Hai's who, relying only on him as a strong man in the Dragon God realm, so no matter what, he must not have any accidents. Now, he is not worried about the Yuling sect and White Flame Valley, which have become ineffective. On the contrary, he is more worried about some sects in the central part of Nanzan Hai's who. Although these sects are not usually anxious with the Spirit Snake Alliance, they are all worried about them. The resource treasure land within the territory of the Spirit Snake Alliance. Snake Wanlong believed that if anything happened to him, these sects would never show mercy. Perhaps, overnight, the Spirit Snake Alliance will be destroyed. Therefore, he had to be careful when making some choices and things. That's fine. Then the sect leader will sit in charge of the sect and leave the matter of killing Xiaoxian to you. Which of you has the courage to go to White Flame Valley to kill Xiaoxian? Snake Wanlong narrowed his eyes. Whoever among you can kill Xiaoxian, this sect leader will reward him with a drop of the blood of the ancient demon snake. When these words were spoken, the Spirit Snake Alliance immediately began to boil. Some elders, disciples, and even the guardian Snake AO had eyes full of heat and excitement. The essence and blood of the ancient demon snake is the most precious treasure in the Spirit Snake Alliance. Even Snake Wanlong, the leader of the clan, relied on this thing to forcibly understand the way of the Spirit Snake and ascend to the Dragon God realm. It can be said that within the Spirit Snake Alliance, if anyone possesses a drop of the blood essence of the ancient demon snake, he can greatly improve his strength, and it is possible to break through the Golden God realm, and even break through the Dragon God realm. But so many years have passed. Snake Wanlong has never mentioned the source of this ancient demonic snake's essence and blood, so most people have forgotten about it. Unexpectedly, now, he can actually mention it again, and even show that there is still a drop. Doesn't this mean that Snake Wanlong is fully capable of recreating a true Dragon God realm? Sect Master, Snake AO is willing to go to White Flame Valley and kill Xiaoxian. If you can't succeed, I'll bow my head and come see you. As the protector of the Spirit Snake Alliance, Snake AO is also the person with the highest status in the alliance besides Snake Wanlong. At this moment, he stood up without hesitation. As soon as he came out, some of the disciples and elders in the Spirit Snake Alliance were speechless. In terms of strength and status, they are not as good as Snake AO, who is the protector of the law. Even if they want to compete, they will probably not be able to compete. If they offend Snake AO, they will probably humiliate themselves, so it is better to remain silent. Seeing these people stop talking, Snake AO also looked at Snake Wanlong with a passionate expression. Are you crazy? If you become the leader of the clan, all the clan members will become emperors. Author, greedy for the body but not FO. Chapter 1135. That's fine. Since you, Xiao, plan to go there, then on behalf of the sect leader, go and kill Xiaoxian. By the way, you can consolidate the relationship with the old man Bai Yan. Snake Wanlong hesitated for a moment and said, when the time is right, you can give this old guy a little warning not to always think of some crooked ideas. Only by honestly surrendering to my Spirit Snake Alliance can the White Flame Valley be safe. Yes, Xiao was happy, but still asked, but if the old man Bai Yan doesn't listen, what will happen to me? Behead. Snake Wanlong's face was grim. This sect master has not taken action for a long time, but if that old man Bai Yan is ignorant, don't blame me for letting him taste the pain of 10,000 snakes eating his heart. Yes. Go ahead immediately. Hearing Snake Wanlong's words, Snake Ao also felt a chill on his back and quickly resigned. Among the mountains. It was not as expected by Xiaoxian and Longtai. After killing Snake Wind, there was indeed no trace of other Spirit Snake Alliance disciples in the mountains, and their journey became much smoother. According to Longtai's words, they have walked out of the territory of the Spirit Snake Alliance, and the White Flame Valley is right in front of them. Along the way, Xiaoxian and Longtai also clearly felt that there were many more hunters and medicine farmers in the mountains, and they were obviously not far from the White Flame Valley. But what made them curious was that they did not feel the breath of cultivators in these hunters and medicine farmers. These people seemed to be just ordinary people with no cultivation at all. The truth of this made them a little confused. White Flame Valley can be regarded as one of the most famous sects in the eastern part of Nanzan Haizhu. How could they not even have an outer sect disciple to guard resources within their territory? Do they not care at all about the resources in their own territory? This is almost impossible. If any sect wants to rise, the most fundamental thing it relies on is the number of strong men within the sect. The greater the number of strong people, the stronger the sect. The fewer the strong ones, the weaker the sect. If you want to cultivate strong people, you can only rely on resources, and they must be extremely abundant resources. As a long-established sect in Nanzan Haizhu, Bian Valley cannot possibly not know this truth, but why are they so unprepared now? Not even protecting the most basic resources? Brother medicine farmer, we are traveling businessmen, dare I ask if this is the Bian Valley? Xiaoxian pretended to be a businessman and asked a medicine farmer with a smile. Exactly, but, are you really businessmen? The drug farmer was very generous, but when he heard Xiaoxian say that he was a businessman, a strange expression appeared on his face. Where did you come from? There have been a lot fewer people doing business in Bian Valley in recent years. Oh. Longtai couldn't help but talk. White Flame Valley is also a major sect in the eastern part of Nanzan Haizhu. Could it be that there are no merchants anymore recently? The medicine farmer sighed. Who says otherwise? A few decades ago, there would have been a distribution center for merchants outside the White Flame Valley. However, since the White Flame Valley and the Spirit Snake Alliance turned against each other, merchants have rarely come. Why? The fight between sects will not affect the merchants' business. Xiaoxian asked curiously. Besides, even if the Spirit Snake Alliance goes to war against White Flame Valley, it seems that it won't specifically target our neutral merchants, right? Well, at the beginning, most neutral merchants thought the same way. You fight your battles and I do my business, and everyone is happy. But Yaoneng sighed, but later, after the Spirit Snake Alliance found out, they actually formed a team specifically to kill neutral merchants. For a time, the unprepared neutral merchants suffered heavy casualties. Because of this series of things, people who were willing to come to White Flame Valley, or even there are fewer and fewer businessmen willing to do business in the eastern part of Nanzan Haizhu. Hearing this, Xiaoxian and Longtai looked at each other, with a little more anger in their eyes. I really want to talk about it. The Spirit Snake Alliance's practice of massacring neutral merchants was tantamount to fishing in a dry lake. Although it temporarily snatched the goods from neutral merchants, it also restricted the development of White Flame Valley. But from a long-term perspective, their chaos will make all neutral merchants in Nanzan Haizhu afraid to do business in the east. This will probably eventually lead to the decline of the entire eastern sect in Nanzan Haizhu. Damn it! In this case, wouldn't you farmers and hunters suffer huge losses? Longtai sympathized. I'm afraid that the market for medicinal materials and prey will become narrower, right? The medicine farmer shook his head mindlessly. Who can say otherwise? In this huge mountain range, we are the only ordinary hunter medicine farmers here. Those cultivators have basically moved away to the central part. The White Flame Valley is also declining day by day. I heard the medicine farmer mention Bian Valley. Xiaoxian was slightly interested. He could roughly know that since these medicine farmers and hunters were on the territory of Bian Valley, most of them had a basic understanding of Bian Valley. Perhaps, the information obtained from their mouths is relatively accurate. White Flame Valley is pretty good. Over the years, White Flame Valley has been good to us ordinary hunters and medicine farmers, but now, the rise of the Spirit Snake Alliance has become too great a threat to them, and they have no time to pay attention to us ordinary people. Yeonung shook his head. You businessmen should be careful. If you encounter people from the Spirit Snake Alliance, you'd better retreat early. Otherwise, join the Spirit Snake Alliance's Merchant Alliance, so you might be able to get a share of the pie. Spirit Snake Alliance Merchant Alliance. A sect like the Spirit Snake Alliance also has a Merchant Alliance. Xiao Xian and Long Tai were surprised again. You must know that forming a business alliance is not just a matter of saying a word, but requires a lot of business resources, human resources, and more importantly, sufficient financial resources. Only in this way can the normal operation of the Merchant Alliance be guaranteed. But now, the Spirit Snake Alliance is just an ordinary sect. Maybe it still has some strength in the eastern part of Nanzan Haizhu. But if it is placed in the entire Nanzan Haizhu, it is nothing at all. Why should such a sect form a merchant alliance? Isn't this a joke? Isn't this ridiculous and generous? Do they have this strength? Seeing the medicine farmer leave without interest, Xiao Xian also continued, could it be said that all this the Spirit Snake Alliance did was to target a mere White Flame Valley? I feel like it's not just that. Hard to say. The leader of the Spirit Snake Alliance, Snake Wanlong, is an out-and-out lunatic. It can be said that this guy will do anything for himself. Long Tai's expression was solemn. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Are you crazy? If you become the leader of the clan, all the clan members will become emperors. Author, greedy for the body but not FO. Chapter 1136. However, no matter how crazy he is, if he doesn't have enough power, wouldn't it be enough to make people laugh? Xiao Xian frowned and said, I suspect that if there really is a Spirit Snake Alliance Chamber of Commerce, their purpose will not be known for a long time. It's as simple as profit. Then what you mean is? Long Tai nodded. I can't be sure of anything now, but based on my understanding of the Spirit Snake Alliance, they are not willing to create two half-step Dragon God Realm experts at the same time. Their purpose is definitely not just to dominate the eastern part of Nanzan Haizhu, Xiao Xian said. Perhaps their purpose is to develop their sect's strength towards the entire Nanzan Haizhu. This, if Snake Wanlong really thinks this way, then his appetite is a bit too big. Long Tai was secretly surprised. That's true. However, this is not a bad thing for us. Xiao Xian sneered, if he is really greedy, maybe he will give us more opportunities. Hearing these words, Long Tai couldn't help but wonder. In fact, if this sentence was said by someone else, Long Tai would not believe it at all, but now that it was said by Xiao Xian, he really had to take it seriously. After all, Xiao Xian is indeed a person who can create miracles. Anyway, due to the incident with the Spirit Snake Alliance, White Flame Valley must have suffered a lot during this period. This is a good thing for us. Xiao Xian said, as for the matter of the Spirit Snake Chamber of Commerce, I believe that as long as we meet the old man Bai Yan, everything will be clear. Hearing this, Long Tai also nodded. The two of them continued walking. Soon we arrived at the entrance of the White Flame Valley. There was an everlasting white flame at the entrance of the White Flame Valley. There was this extremely rich avenue of fire in the flames, which is why the White Flame Valley got its name. It is similar to the Yuling sect Spirit Snake Alliance. In the entire White Flame Valley, all the disciples are practicing the way of White Flame. Under such a great way, only the old man Bai Yan has cultivated to the Dragon God realm. Judging from this situation, it is still relatively difficult to practice the white flame way. What do you do? What's the point of coming to my white flame valley? At this moment, several boys and girls came over in front of Xiaoxian and Long Tai. These people were all wearing white training uniforms and had the logo of Bian Valley on their chests. They were obviously disciples of Bian Valley. We are, from the Yuling section. Xiaoxian glanced at Long Tai and directly reported his family status to these people. Yuling sect. What are you people from the Yuling sect doing in my White Flame Valley territory? The leading male disciple looked unkind. Could it be that you want to invade our territory in White Flame Valley? No, no, no. This brother has misunderstood. We are here this time to form an alliance with you. Long Tai quickly explained, I am the great elder of Yuling sect, Long Tai. This is Xiaoxian, the junior brother of Han Xian, the leader of Yuling section. We are here today to discuss cooperation with Old Man Bai Yan and deal with the Spirit Snake Alliance together. Matter? Say it. The male disciple led by Bai Yang, who had a strange look on his face and looked at them with a strange look. You. If our news is good, the Yuling sect protecting formation has been broken, and its sect master Han Zhong is missing. I'm afraid, it's only a matter of time before the sect is finished. Why are you still here? What kind of cooperation are you discussing? Bai Sheng sneered and said, I think you should just go back honestly. After hearing this, Long Tai's face also darkened. Brother, please be merciful, our Yuling sect is only temporarily in trouble. Maybe if we encounter some difficulties now, we may rise again in the future. Ha ha ha. You, the Yuling sect, still want to rise again? How can a sect that even surrendered its own sect master rise up? If what I expected is true, you came to our White Flame Valley just to ask our White Flame Valley to cooperate with you and help you deal with the Spirit Snake Alliance, right? Instead, Bai Sheng said sarcastically, you are thinking well. Your sect is going to be destroyed, and you still want us to be buried with you. Your Excellency, be careful what you say. Don't you know that there is a word in this world called lip death and teeth cold? Xiaoxian also said rudely, if the Spirit Snake Alliance is allowed to grow bigger and stronger, and they destroy our Yuling sect, can White Flame Valley really escape unscathed? You guys take this a little bit for granted, right? After saying this, the disciples of Bian Valley were obviously hesitant. Obviously, Xiaoxian's words reached their hearts. Senior brother, I am a guest from afar, how can you say that? However, a girl with big eyes stopped the male disciple who had just spoken, and then said politely to Xiaoxian, I'm really sorry, my senior brother has a bad temper, don't take it off, you too. I'm Bai Ling, welcome you two to my Bian Valley, you two, please follow me, I will take you to see my master. Ling is this necessary? The male disciple was a little dissatisfied. What Mr. Xiaoxian just said is not unreasonable. There are only 3 major sects in the eastern part of Nanzan Haizhu. If the Yuling sect is really destroyed, it will be difficult for us in Bian Valley to survive alone. Bai Ling muttered, perhaps, cooperation between our Bai Yan Valley and Yuling sect is the best choice for each other. Hearing these words, Xiaoxian also nodded silently. Apart from anything else, Bai Ling's words can prove that she is much smarter than the male disciple just now. In that case, just the two of you, please. After Bai Ling's words to Xiaoxian, Bai Feng's face became even more ugly, but he still said, however, I advise you two not to be too optimistic. With the strength of your Yuling sect, you want. Enough. Senior brother Bai Feng, if you are disrespectful to guests coming from afar again, don't blame me for telling master. Bai Ling frowned slightly, if master knew that you were so virtuous, I'm afraid he wouldn't be happy. Hearing old man Bai Yan, Bai Feng's face showed a trace of nervousness, and he quickly smiled and said, Junior sister, please don't bother master with this trivial matter. Besides, master is currently recovering from his injuries. Speaking of old man Bai Yan's injuries, Bai Ling couldn't help but look solemn. All the disciples of Bian Valley know that old man Bian is the backbone of Bian Valley. Now the reason why Spirit Snake Alliance has the courage to press on Bian Valley step by step is because old man Bian is injured and cannot exert his full strength. You two, please come this way. Bai Ling was not too affected by Bai Feng, and just continued to say politely to Xiao Xian and Long Tai, you two, please take a rest first, and I will report to the master. Are you crazy? If you become the leader of the clan, all the clan members will become emperors. Author, greedy for the body but not FO. Chapter 1137. Miss Bai Ling. Why don't you take me to visit the old man Bai Yan? I have also learned some medical skills. Maybe I can help. Xiao Xian smiled. You are in the Kengshen realm, why do you have such ability? My master, old man Bian, is a true blue god realm. Even doctors at the golden god realm may not have the ability to treat my master. You, who are only in the blue god realm, dare to speak so brazenly. Bai Feng jumped out directly and said with anger on his face. After saying this, Xiao Xian couldn't help but frown. This was the first time he saw Bai Feng since he came to the territory of Bian Valley. For the initial ridicule of this guy, Xiao Xian originally had a tolerant attitude and was unwilling to have conflicts with the Bian Valley disciples on the Bian Valley's territory. But now, this guy has provoked him several times, and Xiao Xian is really unbearable. After all, sometimes, if these guys are not taught some lessons, they may never know what real fear is. If I remember correctly, this is the first time you and I have met. I didn't want to pay too much attention to you, but if you are really looking for death, then don't blame me for being rude to you. Xiao Xian looked gloomy. Bold. You have the guts to talk to me like this. Don't you know who I am? Bai Feng was shocked, and he backed away, saying inwardly, only you, I am with the strength at the peak of the blue god realm, do you think you are my opponent? Senior brother, I'm afraid you are really no match for young master Xiao Xian. Bai Ling shook his head. What? Junior sister, how can you help him speak? Bai Feng was a little anxious, besides, is what this guy said definitely worthy of trust? We can't confirm now that these two guys are really from the Yuling sect. Although Bai Feng spoke rudely, but his identity is the disciple of the old man Bai Yan, and he still has some status in the Bai Yan sect. His words attracted many disciples from Bian Valley to follow them, and then some disciples also started talking about it. Some disciples actually began to doubt the identities of Xiao Xian and Long Tai. I think so. Two people came out of nowhere. Who knows if they are spies from the Spirit Snake Alliance? Now that the Yuling sect is in trouble, how can it still come to our White Flame Valley? The great elder of the Yuling sect, who is also at the peak of the Blue God realm. Hear these words. Long Tai couldn't bear it any longer, and stood up directly, taking out a fish spirit token from the space magic weapon. This is the elder order in my Yuling section. Please use this token to see the old sect master, please. This can be regarded as our self-identification. Hearing this, Bai Ling felt a little embarrassed on his face. In fact, she never doubted the identities of Xiao Xian and Long Tai from beginning to end. After all, the Yuling sect has basically declined now, so how could anyone still pretend to be one? Even if someone does impersonate, they should pretend to be from the Spirit Snake Alliance, so they might be more popular in the White Flame Valley. And the first time he saw Xiao Xian, Bai Ling could feel that this man's strength was extraordinary. Judging from the powerful divine soul aura on his body, he didn't look like an ordinary 5-star Kengshen realm at all. Moreover, the Yuling sect was able to send this disciple after careful consideration. It is impossible to send a useless disciple, right? As for her senior brother Bai Feng, Bai Ling was almost speechless for him. Enough. Since these two people can come to our White Flame Valley, they have placed their trust in our White Flame Valley. Senior brother, please don't question us anymore. Bai Ling said politely, I will take these two to see the master now. Although my master is powerful, his ideas are too rigid and he doesn't know how to follow the trend of the times. Under these white flames, Bai Ling and Xiao Xian Longtai saluted respectfully. Facing old man Bai Yan, Xiao Xian and Longtai took the initiative to speak. After saying that, Bai Ling nodded politely to Xiao Xian, turned around and walked towards the center of White Flame Valley. But this little brother hesitated. Only then did he see Bai Ling, Xiao Xian and others walking in outside. Greetings to Sect Master Bai. Get up, these two are. Old man Bai Yan glanced at Xiao Xian and Longtai, with a bit of curiosity on his face. This bloodline is truly extraordinary. In the White Flame Valley. Yes, the little brother nodded quickly. After saying that, Bai Feng saw that this little brother still seemed to understand, so he was too lazy to pay attention and directly chased Xiao Xian and others. Damn it! What do you know? I think they are really looking for death. Junior Yuling Sect Xiao Xian. Meet the master. How dare Yuling Sect, a broken sect, come to our White Flame Valley? Bai Feng said matter-of-factly, as long as we in Bian Valley keep up with the Spirit Snake Alliance, even if we only get a share of the pie, it will be enough for us to be full. In comparison, what does the Fish Spirit Sect mean? Don't worry, Bai Feng stopped the disciple, don't tell Protector Snake AO about everything for the time being, otherwise we will be looked down upon. Also, keep an eye on this Xiao Xian. If he does something, report it to me immediately, Bai Feng said. I don't believe that he, who is only in the Kengshen realm, can cure master. There was also a younger brother next to him, and he whispered, do you want to tell Protector Snake AO about this? It is said that Protector Snake AO will come to our White Flame Valley recently. With his help, our cooperation between White Flame Valley and Spirit Snake Alliance will also be improved. It will be a matter of course. Bai Feng gritted his teeth and said, in that case, don't blame me for being rude. An old man with white beard and hair was lying on the white jade bed, with 3 white flames burning on his chest, slowly refining a black mist on his chest. Now, the entire eastern part of Nanzan Haizu is dominated by the Spirit Snake Alliance. Our Bian Valley is not as strong as them, so we naturally need to seek cooperation. With Bai Ling so protective, Xiao Xian and Long Tai also calmed down their anger a little and followed Bai Ling. Bai Feng, who only stayed in place, looked gloomy. Yuling Sect Long Tai. The black mist was gradually refined, but a lot of it still penetrated into his chest. But, if this Xiao Xian can really heal the master, wouldn't it be a good thing for us in Bian Valley? After all, the master's strength has reached the dragon god realm, the younger brother asked doubtfully. But what? If you have something to say, just say it, Bai Feng was a little impatient. I didn't expect that this guy Snake Wanlong is so vicious and can hide the blood of the ancient demon snake in my chi-si. Old man Bai Yan gritted his teeth and stood up helplessly. Are you crazy? If you become the leader of the clan, all the clan members will become emperors. Author, greedy for the body but not FO. Chapter 1138. Turns out he is a friend of the Yuling section. Hearing that Xiao Xian and Long Tai were both members of the Yuling sect, a flash of embarrassment flashed across old man Bai Yan's face, but he quickly returned to normal. Then please sit down, Bai Ling, and show the 2 guests tea. Yes, Bai Ling nodded respectfully and left slowly. I heard that the Yuling sect has encountered a lot of trouble recently. The Spirit Snake Alliance even invaded your sect's important territory. Is this possible? Old man Bian sighed. Since I was injured by that snake Wanlong, after that, my health deteriorated, I became estranged from the world, and I didn't know much about these things. Indeed so. After hearing the second half of Old Man Bai Yan's words, Xiaoxian and Long Tai also looked at each other, somewhat understanding the subtext of Old Man Bai Yan. After all, neither Xiaoxian nor Long Tai are fools. There are some words, even if the Old Man Bai Yan doesn't say them clearly, he can still express his attitude in some words. Just like now, Old Man Bai Yan said that he was alienated from the world because of his injury. Isn't this obviously giving yourself a reason? In any case, the Old Man Bian is also a strong man at the dragon god level, and his strength is undoubtedly strong. It can be said that the entire Bian Valley relies on only Old Man Bian. Even if a strong person of this level is injured, it is impossible for him to completely alienate himself from the world. And what the Old Man Bai Yan said just now was actually just to find reasons and excuses for himself. Is this snake Wanlong so strong? It is said that the rise of the Spirit Snake Alliance in recent years is entirely due to the ability of Snake Wanlong. I wonder if Old Man Bai Yan has heard of it? Long Tai looked solemn. This Snake Wanlong seems to have the blood of the ancient demon god in his body, so he can achieve such achievements. We even suspect that the rise of the Spirit Snake Alliance is entirely because of the blood of the ancient demon snake. Say it. Old Man Bai Yan's face was a little more moved, and then he sighed, but no matter what, the rise of the Spirit Snake Alliance is unstoppable. Whether you Yuling sect or our Bai Yan Valley, I am afraid we have to avoid its edge for the time being. That doesn't have to be the case. Sect leader Bai must know that our Yuling sect killed Shi Qing of the Spirit Snake Alliance a few days ago, which is considered to have broken an arm of the Spirit Snake Alliance. As long as the Yuling sect and Bian Valley form an alliance and cooperate, even the Spirit Snake Alliance can't. What to do with us? Xiao Xian said, I don't know what sect leader Bai thinks about this. After asking this question, the Old Man Bai Yan fell silent for a while. He is not a fool. He naturally understands that at this moment, the Spirit Snake Alliance is powerful. If Bian Valley and Yuling sect cooperate, it will naturally be one of the best choices. But now, the Yuling sect is facing the crazy pursuit of the Spirit Snake Alliance. If Bai Yangu rashly decides to cooperate with Yuling sect, won't he get himself into trouble? Moreover, with his current physical condition, he has no chance of winning against Snake Wanlong. This decision is likely to completely destroy Bian Valley. Hey, don't be angry, sect leader Bai. I happen to have learned some medical skills. If Sect Master Bai trusts me, I can help Sect Master Bai treat him. Xiao Xian quickly struck while the iron was hot. Snake Ao smiled, Sect Master Bai can't just talk about things without evidence. Besides, I, Snake Ao, came here today not to provoke you, Sect Master Bai, but Sect Master Bai has sent me the elixir. What they rely on is Snake Ao and Snake Wanlong. Oh? Mr. Xiao is quite smart. After hearing what Xiao Xian said so straightforwardly, the Old Man Bai Yan admitted generously, speaking of which, if I were in my prime, I might be able to fight against the Snake Wanlong. Now, I'm afraid it will be difficult. Go down. Valley Master, Snake Ao led someone to break in. You, Snake Ao, you. The leader of the Golden God Realm disciple saw Snake Ao sitting in the hall safe and sound, and his face looked as ugly as possible. It can be said that the Spirit Snake Alliance can now dominate the eastern part of Nanzan Hai's Hu. How did you come? Just after he finished speaking. If I were you, I should go back to the Yuling sect right now and be slaughtered. Old Man Bian's face turned livid and he said rudely, aren't you afraid of the anger of my Bian Valley? Old Man Bai Yan had a bad look on his face. After driving away his guards, he looked at Snake Ao and said, Snake Ao, we, Bai Yan Valley, have always had a bad relationship with your Spirit Snake Alliance. Why did you come to Bai Yan Valley? This. Old Man Bai Yan hesitated. Sect Master Bai's words are a bit exaggerated. Spirit Snake Alliance and White Flame Valley are both sects in the eastern part of Nanzan Hai's Hu. They should help each other. Even if there are some misunderstandings recently, it won't make Sect Master Bai so angry. Besides, didn't I come to express goodwill today? A cold voice came over, and Snake AO walked over with a cold expression, and sat on the chairs carelessly. Since the death of Shiqing of the Spirit Snake Alliance, the strength within the Spirit Snake Alliance has indeed weakened a lot. However, in this sect, in addition to the powerful Shi Wanlong of the Dragon God realm on the bright side, there is also 1.5 Snake AO, who is in the Belong God realm. Seeing this person, Old Man Bai Yan and Long Tai suddenly looked a little ugly. So, what you mean is that if you can be in its prime, you can form an alliance with the Yuling sect and fight against the Spirit Snake Alliance. What Xiao Xian wants is what Old Man Bian said. Snake AO was full of disdain and said with a playful smile, besides, our Spirit Snake Alliance has always had a good relationship with your Bian Valley. Is it wrong for me to come and see you, sect leader Bai? Treatment is not necessary. Yes, it's just. Old Man Bai Yan was a little confused. At this time, Sect Master Bai's words are a bit exaggerated. Ha ha ha. I just saw that the guards at the gate of Bian Valley were sleeping, so I walked in by the way. This is not an intrusion. The death of the neutral merchants in the eastern part of Nanzan Hais who has nothing to do with our Spirit Snake Alliance. You can eat whatever you want, but you can't talk nonsense. For a moment, Snake AO did not dare to be too presumptuous, and just smiled and said, really? Your Spirit Snake Alliance slaughtered neutral merchants and formed some kind of Spirit Snake Chamber of Commerce to make business in Bian Valley less prosperous. Is this also the goodwill of your Spirit Snake Alliance? Asked the old man Bian. Regarding Old Man Bai Yan's question. How dare you trespass on my Bian Valley territory? Suddenly, several guards from the White Flame Valley hurried in from outside, and a disciple in the lead turned out to be the Golden God realm. Our sect master Bai worried that his physical condition cannot fight Snake Wanlong, Xiao Xian asked directly. Snake AO. You, the Yuling sect, are already in trouble, so stop saying these ridiculous things. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Are you crazy? If you become the leader of the clan, all the clan members will become emperors. Author, greedy for the body but not FO. Chapter 1139. This is too much trouble for you. Old Man Bai Yan knew that the Spirit Snake Alliance had often done evil things around the White Flame Valley in recent years, but now that the Spirit Snake Alliance was powerful and Snake AO took the initiative to show his kindness, he could not be too harsh on them. Demon Snake Spirit Bone. This is one of the most precious spiritual herbs in our Spirit Snake Alliance. Since I heard that Sect Master Bai was injured in the last battle with our Snake Sect Master, when our Snake Sect Master found out, he felt quite guilty and sent me to deliver the gift as an apology. I hope Sect Master Bai can accept it with smiles. Xiao took out a jade box and placed it on the stone table. The guard next to Old Man Bai Yan stepped forward and gently opened the jade box, only to find a piece of crystal clear white bone lying inside. A strange aroma emitted from the bone, which made the guard sway and almost fall to the ground. Demon Snake Spirit Bone. Is it the spirit bone of an ancient demonic snake? Old Man Bai Yan frowned slightly. In the Spirit Snake Alliance sect, all the disciples are practicing spirit snakes. If this thing is really the spirit bone of the ancient demon snake, it is definitely an extremely precious gift. How could Snake Wanlong, an old and cunning thing, take it out on his own initiative? Good. This is the demon snake spirit bone that our sect master has worked so hard to find from an ancient ruins. Its spirit bone has the effect of nourishing the body and strengthening the soul. It also has a strong resistance to the spirit snakes of our section effect. Xiao smiled and said, this is also the sincerity of our Spirit Snake Alliance's cooperation. I wonder, do these disciples of the Fish Spirit sect show their sincerity in cooperation? Say it. The pressure instantly came to Xiao Xian and Long Tai. After all, although the two of them arrived early, they came empty-handed and had nothing. In the struggle alliance between sects, if you want to convince the other party with just a sharp mouth, it is almost impossible. What's more, with the strength of Yu Ling sect, it is simply not comparable to the Spirit Snake Alliance. Therefore, no matter from which point of view, Xiao Xian neither he Longti seems to have a chance of winning. Young Master Snake Ao is right. Since your Yu Ling sect wants to cooperate, you should also show some sincerity. Do you really think that we people in Bian Valley are fools? With just a few words from you, we can cooperate with you. Baifeng stood up with a sneer on his face. Or, Xiao Xian, do you really think that your Yu Ling sect has such a great reputation? Baifeng and Xiao sang together. For a time, many White Flame Valley disciples also focused on Xiao Xian and Long Tai, with some doubts in their eyes. Although the old man Bai Yan didn't say anything, even people who don't understand etiquette should know that when you come to ask for help, you should also give some gifts. Even the Spirit Snake Alliance knows how to take out the ancient demon snake spirit bones. Could it be that the Yuling sect is so confident that it can get the cooperation opportunity from Bian Valley without taking anything? Humph. You should be Xiao Xian of Yuling sect, right? To be honest, until now, this protector has never thought that you are just a 5-star Kang Shen realm guy. Snake Arrogance walked up to Xiao Xian slowly. With your strength, can you kill Snake Green Snake Wind? This also proves that the two of them are not ordinary trash. What do you mean? Hear the taunts. Xiao Xian didn't care at all. Xiao and Xiqing were both guardians of the sect, so it was normal to be arrogant. What's more, Xiao is now at the half-step dragon god realm. It is normal for a strong man of this level to look down on him. But this does not mean that Xiao Xian will be afraid of him. On the contrary, if Snake Ao didn't bring out the demonic snake spiritual bone, Xiao Xian might be a little worried about cooperation. Now that this guy took out the demonic snake spiritual bone, it gave Xiao Xian a better chance. Snake Ao, even though you are half-step to the dragon god realm. But don't forget, this is the territory of White Flame Valley. With the suppression of White Flame Valley's White Flame formation, you shouldn't be able to fully unleash your strength, right? Xiao Xian smiled. The strength you can exert now, I'm afraid, is at the Golden God level at best, right? After saying these words, Xiao's face suddenly became gloomy. In fact, the actual situation is exactly what Xiao Xian said. Ever since he came to the White Flame Valley, he has felt that there is a strong pressure from the White Flames, preventing him from exerting his full strength. Otherwise, the first moment he saw Xiao Xian, he would directly kill him. Now hearing Xiao Xian speak like this, Xiao couldn't help but feel a little guilty, but still sneered. Yes or no, today cannot change the fact that you, the Yuling sect, are all useless. What? Is it possible that you think that with just a few words of yours, you can sow discord between our Spirit Snake Alliance and the White Flame Valley? Do you really know I don't know how precious a demonic snake spirit bone is? Demon snake spirit bone. Ha ha ha. It would be fine if you didn't mention this demonic snake spirit bone, but if you mention it now, you will slap yourself in the face. Xiao Xian sneered. Those scoundrel snake disciples of your Spirit Snake Alliance basically practice the same techniques as the Spirit Snake. For you, the Demon Snake Spirit Bone is an extremely important treasure. How could you suddenly give it to old sect master Bai? Isn't there any evil intention in this? Hearing this, Xiao's eyes couldn't help but dodge, but he still gritted his teeth and scolded, Xiao Xian, you guy, don't talk nonsense. This demon snake spirit bone is the secret treasure of my Spirit Snake Alliance. You don't know anything, just don't talk nonsense here. Also, how dare you say that the disciples of our Spirit Snake Alliance are scoundrels? It seems that you are really courageous. Aren't you afraid that I will kill you now? While talking, The aura burst out from Snake Ao's body, and the power of the Golden God realm was completely released, shrouding Xiao Xian. Ha ha ha. This is the territory of Bian Valley. Do you have the ability to take action in front of the old man Bian? Xiao Xian smiled. He knew that although Snake Ao's strength had been greatly reduced, he still had the strength of the Golden God realm. Such strength was more than enough to kill him. Now they are all in the territory of White Flame Valley. In name, Xiao Xian and Xiao are both visitors. If Xiao kills Xiao Xian in White Flame Valley, wouldn't it be equivalent to humiliating the entire White Flame Valley? Even if Old Man Bai Yan is no longer willing to participate in these sect battles, he will definitely not sit idly by and ignore them, and will probably take action to stop them. Wait. This is my White Flame Valley territory, and private fights are strictly prohibited. The aura of the Dragon God realm displayed on Old Man Bian's body instantly suppressed Snake Ao, who was about to make a move. You two, it's better not to do anything casually, so as not to hurt your harmony, right? Are you crazy? If you become the leader of the clan, all the clan members will become emperors. Author, greedy for the body but not FO. Chapter 1140. Lord Sect Master. This Xiao Xian is too arrogant and unruly. At this moment, he can actually say such arrogant words to Mr. Snake Ao. I think we in Bian Valley should not get involved with such a person, otherwise we may be implicated by him. Baifeng stood up and said, besides, the Yuling sect is now a ruined section. Their strength is not even comparable to a small branch of our Bian Valley. They are not worthy of cooperating with our Bian Valley. I think it would be better for us in White Flame Valley to cooperate with the Spirit Snake Alliance. Yes, the Spirit Snake Alliance is powerful. If we cooperate with the Spirit Snake Alliance, we in White Flame Valley will also have hope of rising. I have long heard that the Spirit Snake Alliance has plans to march into the central part of Nanzan Haizhu. Wouldn't it be great if our White Flame Valley could also get a share of the pie? The Snake Protector even brought out the sect's most precious demon snake spirit bone, which is enough to prove their sincerity. I think it is better for our White Flame Valley to cooperate with the Spirit Snake Alliance. With Baifeng taking the lead, a group of Bian Valley disciples also supported him one after another, all with a mocking tone. I heard that most people support cooperation with the Spirit Snake Alliance. Old Man Bai Yan also frowned slightly, feeling a little worried. Personally, he is more willing to cooperate with the weaker Yuling sect to jointly resist the Spirit Snake Alliance, so that Bian Valley can remain relatively independent and not be too controlled by others. It's just that now, Xiao Xian doesn't have much bargaining chips for cooperation. This made Old Man Bai Yan a little helpless. Master Xiao Xian, you just said that there is something wrong with the demon snake spirit bone. I wonder, where is the problem? At this time, Bai Ling suddenly asked. This demon snake spirit bone is fake, Xiao Xian said directly. What? Xiao Xian, I advise you not to talk nonsense. In such an important place as White Flame Valley, how could the gifts presented by the Spirit Snake Alliance be fake? I advise you not to talk nonsense. Xiao Xian's words aroused everyone's discussion. But what he didn't expect was that when he said these words, the first person to be anxious was not Snake Ao from the Spirit Snake Alliance, but Baifeng and others from the White Flame Valley. This was really hard for Xiao Xian to understand. What the hell, isn't it true that the emperor is not anxious and the eunuch is? Regarding this situation, Xiao Xian couldn't help but shake his head. Whether it is true or false, there will naturally be an answer. I think you don't need to be so anxious, right? Of course it's necessary. Seeing Old Man Bai Yan angry. Since the demon snake spirit bone that Mr. Xiao Xian questioned is false, it means that he still has a basis. It is better to wait for him to explain before making a decision. Even Old Man Bai Yan was surprised and looked like he couldn't believe it. You dare to damage the secret treasure given to Sect Master by our Spirit Snake Alliance, you are really looking for death. They originally thought that although Xiao Xian said that the demon snake spirit bone was fake, it was just a guess or a question. Even if they went up to check, it would just be a look. Disciples don't dare. All the disciples in Bian Valley were also shocked. Xiao Xian sneered, walked to the demon snake's spirit bone, and the power of the great avenue emerged and hit the spirit bone directly. Who knew he was so courageous? Directly smashed the demonic snake spiritual valley. Isn't this equivalent to slapping the entire spirit snake alliance in the face? Disciples don't dare. In the hall, old man Bai Yan glanced at the two of them, and then walked up to Xiao Xian. Master Xiao Xian, you previously killed Shi Qing in the Yuling sect and killed Shi Feng in the mountains. These feats I have also heard a thing or two about it, but since you said that the demonic snake spirit bone is fake, forgive me for my blindness, I really can't see it. Xiao Xian is not an ordinary person. Since he can question Snake Ao, there should be some basis for it. But he didn't expect Xiao Xian to be so direct and directly smash the demon snake's spiritual bone. Why is that? Could it be that he did this deliberately to destroy the cooperation between White Flame Valley and Spirit Snake Alliance? Isn't this a bit much? Bai Feng had a gloomy look on his face. Besides, what is your identity, Xiao Xian? A mere disciple of a ruined sect, do you deserve to question the snake protector? The fragile demonic snake's spiritual bones were instantly shattered into pieces, and the overflowing avenue energy within them also dissipated invisible. Under the powerful power of the avenue, Bai Feng and Bai Ling were also a little nervous. They quickly lowered their heads and took the initiative to step aside. Humph, this demon snake spirit bone was given by the leader of our Spirit Snake Alliance, Snake Alliance. If it is fake, I will leave my life here today, Snake Ao said politely. Snake Protector is the most important guest of our White Flame Valley. If someone like you is humiliated today, doesn't it mean that our White Flame Valley is incompetent? Today, you must give us an explanation no matter what. It's not interesting. I just think that the Yuling sect behind Xiao Xian and Long Tai is not worthy of cooperating with our Bian Valley, Bai Feng also said directly. You. Xiao Xian is bold. Enough. You two, stop arguing. Snake Ao was stunned. That's what it sounds like. But if it's true, I'll know after I test it. Senior brother Bai Feng, Master said that those who come are guests. If our White Flame Valley offends the Spirit Snake Alliance today because of Xiao Xian and Long Tai, then you will be the sinners of your entire White Flame Valley. Seeing the heated argument between Bai Feng and Bai Ling, the old man Bai Yan also looked a little ugly. Bai Feng, Bai Ling, you are arguing like this in front of outsiders, do you want others to see our Bian Valley jokes? When he saw that Xiao Xian was about to take action, he was already ready to stop him, but in the end he was still a step slower. He could only watch the demon snake's spiritual bones being beaten to pieces. At this moment, with endless anger on his face, he stepped forward and stood in front of Xiao Xian. Bai Feng jumped even more angrily and said rudely, Junior sister Bai Ling, what you said is biased. Xiao Xian and Long Tai are here to discuss cooperation. Isn't the Snake Guardian just here to discuss cooperation? He can roughly know. Senior brother Bai Feng, what are you talking about? Bai Ling frowned. Bai Ling could see that old man Bai Yan wanted to help Xiao Xian, and continued, speaking of which, Xiao Xian and Long Tai are both members of the Yuling section, they can come here to negotiate cooperation. Why do you want to embarrass others? I heard Bai Ling helping Xiao Xian speak. After saying that, Bai Feng seemed to still feel a little confused, and directly raised his hands to the old man Bai Yan and said, Master, this disciple sees that the Xiao Xian only talks nonsense and sows the relationship between our White Flame Valley and the Spirit Snake Alliance. He has ulterior motives. It should be drive this guy out of White Flame Valley.